righty. Good morning. Welcome, and thank you for joining us in our Organic Grain Markets Harvest 23 webinar. It's one of a continuing series of informational things that Sask Organics has been doing over the years. Some of you may know me from past webinars or other situations, but for those who don't, my name is Will Odie. I am an organic producer and a director on the board of Sask Organics, and I will be moderating today's session. I am speaking to you from our farm, which is just outside Regina on Treaty 4 land. So you can see there's a number of housekeeping things. You're muted. There's time to answer questions. You're welcome to put them in the chat. As long as they're appropriate, we will be able to read them for the speakers. And hopefully there are no technical glitches. Deb informs me that her internet is upgraded. And so we hope things go as smoothly as possible. A big thank you to our gold sponsors, who are as follows: Grain Millers, Sunrise Foods International, FW Cobs Company, Oleet Processing / O&T Farms, Bioriginal, Avena Foods, and XPT Grain Incorporated. And the silver sponsors are Fresh Hemp Foods / Manitoba Harvest. And bronze sponsors, Growers International Organic Sales and Living Skies Organic. Mumm Sprouting Seeds as well. Alrighty. Those of you who have attended webinars before are familiar with the situation. We give representatives about 5 minutes to do their presentations, and then we take questions from the audience. If you have any questions, please type them into the chat. I realize if you're as slow as me typing, it may take you a little while, so you may want an early start if you want to ask your question. We will share as many as we can before we move on to the next presenter. Now, we'll jump into the presentations, and the first one is Ben Horrigan from FW Cobs. Welcome, Ben, and thanks for getting us rolling this morning.
All right. Well, thank you, Will, for that introduction, and thanks to Deb and the rest of Sask Organics for the opportunity to speak today. And just to add on to what Will said, please make sure to ask a lot of questions. You know, we are given a baseline to go off of on the questions, but certainly want to hear, you know, what you producers have for questions and do our best job to answer them. So as Will mentioned, my name's Ben Horrigan with FW Cobs. I've been here for almost 6 years. I'm one half of the buying team here at FW Cobs. Also, some of you have worked with Pete Manahan as well, and certainly appreciate all the business in the past year and since we've last chatted with everybody, and just wanted to provide some market updates for you regarding the current markets and what we see in the future as well. So just wanted to start out just talking about the current conditions of the market. Right now, what we're seeing, right now, markets are a little unclear, given that most of Saskatchewan has harvested. Certainly seems like it's kind of a up and down crop, depending on where you are. And the U.S. market, which I also work in as well as Pete, we're still trying to figure that out, just because harvest has been a little bit slow right now and not a lot of people have harvested. And if you don't know much about FW Cobs, we do primarily work on the feed grade side of things. So for our markets, the U.S. corn price tends to be the leader in how the other prices are set for small grains, peas, and other feed ingredients as well. So just looking at it from this year to last year, we're looking at a price of about $2 less a bushel on U.S. corn currently than what we were at last year. So that has come down a decent amount, but I think in the next month or so we'll have a little more clarity as to where that market's headed. As far as our feed grain prices into our elevator in Lorburn, Saskatchewan, I want to provide those to you now. And I'm going to give a little bit of a range just because prices will depend on delivery time as well. So if you do have further questions, want picked up pricing, or you have the potential to load rail somewhere, give us a call and we'll do our best to provide you the most accurate pricing possible. But right now on barley, what we're seeing is anywhere from $8.75 to $9. And that's a delivered price to our elevator. Feed peas, we are looking for some, probably looking more so into Q1 2024. And I'm going to give a range of about 15 to 15.50 on feed peas. Feed wheat, I definitely have some interest out there right now. We'd be looking at somewhere around that $13 mark for feed wheat. A little new to us, we do have some interest in some milling wheat this year. Price, I'm not going to give a specific price right now just because it is very dependent on protein levels. But if you do send us in a sample, we'd be happy to give you more updated pricing on where you would be at based on protein levels. Fall rye, still looking for some fall rye. That's going to fall anywhere from $8.75 to $9. Also, screenings. Always looking for organic screenings. And this is a price where I still think is very good compared to how the markets have fallen over the past year. We are paying $200 to $225 a metric ton delivered to our elevator in Lorburn. Also can do that picked up as well. So one thing I did want to say is that, as always, and I feel like I do say this at every webinar that we have, is that we are able to do half and half loads. We have a lot of truckers that primarily do organic, so they're very, very well versed and good at keeping things separate and doing a really good job at getting it to us. So if you do have a half load of rye and maybe a half load of screenings or a half load of peas, half load of barley, let us know. We want to try and make something work and also keep that freight bill down as well. So certainly are working hard to, even if you have something in the area that has a half load that's nearby, we could do potentially two stops and make it a full load so that freight bill isn't so costly. One thing I did want to talk about a little bit and what we're seeing on our side that I think has contributed to the prices going down is that we are starting to see more imports from other companies starting to move in, possibly to pre-COVID levels. But definitely, I think why we have seen prices the way they have been over the past couple of years is because of the lack of imports. And it does seem like freight costs are down. The dollar's strong, and with those two things in mind, it typically makes it a lot easier for other companies to import. As always, I will say it, FW Cobs is committed to only working with North American farmers and are doing our best to, take care of the guys in our backyard. So I think I pretty much covered everything that I wanted to today. Appreciate everybody attending the webinar and look forward to any questions that you might have. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Ben. I see this question here that says, what about AC Morgan oats?
I'm not very familiar with the variety of oats. Currently, usually we do buy a decent amount of feed oats, but for the past year and a half or so, I haven't had a marketplace. And as far as milling oats go, if you do have them, I typically refer people to grain millers purchase them. So, sorry, I can't be of more help on that question, but certainly Scott may be able to speak to that better than myself.
All righty. That's the only question that I see here.
Thanks, Will. Appreciate it.
Thanks very much, Ben. Thanks for joining us. Next company to join us this morning is Bioriginal, and to speak on their behalf is Derek McDonald. Thanks for joining us today, Derek. Fire away.
No problem. No problem. Nice to see everyone. I want to say this is the second or the third time I feel like we've been on this call or on this webinar. So it's great that you guys are having it, and hopefully it keeps going. I got 5 minutes. I tend to talk too much, so we'll get cracking. Bioriginal this year is going to celebrate their 30th anniversary as a company. So we've been around for some time now, starting out in Asquith and then later on moving into the city. We reside today over by the Western Development Museum, the old German club. It was straight out our back door. What can I tell you? Just I kind of did the opposite here. I wanted to follow the list of questions just to make sure that I was able to give everybody an idea of what they were looking for. From the organic side of things, Bioriginal is probably one of the largest processors, distributors of organic flax and flax related products. We do a lot when it comes to organic milled flax. We do quite a lot of pressing and especially into the meals and powders as well, and proteins market. As a side, we do conventional flax. We dabble in hemp, and we've most recently started moving into the camelina space as well. But again, that's on the conventional side. As it stands today, we are and always are looking for organic flax, and specifically flax that meets our quality targets and needs. Maybe one thing that a lot of people on this call don't know is Bioriginal we're not traders. Everything that we buy will typically either be milled, crushed, and or processed, and you'll see it somewhere on a grocery store shelf. We sell ingredients into our space. If you take an Omega's pill, chances are our organic flax might be in there, or some milled flax seed in one of the grocery stores. So the vast majority of our product that we purchase from the local growers does go into the grocery, the food, nutraceutical supplement, and most recently into the pet space. So that's what a little bit about what we do. Currently for contracts, this was a good question. What we found this year was we contracted for the first time in many years. I want to say since COVID hit was little to nothing. We would typically contract quite a bit of seed with a lot of different growers, but when the markets went wonky, we noticed a lot of growers really became hesitant to lock in any sort of pricing, and for that I don't blame them. And so what we're offering today is what we're looking for is full spot buy and some delivery contracts that are maybe a couple of months out. But for the most part, we're looking to stay close to the market price so that we can offer the best price and make sure that the growers are getting like really what the going rate is at the moment. We found that last year locking in pricing early on really didn't do anyone any favors. We felt that a lot of the growers felt a little scorned or burned when the price went $10-15 higher a bushel than what was initially signed. And for us, ultimately we just need to be competitive. So what we can buy for and what we can sell for just need to be in alignment. So that's the reason for that. What else can I tell you? Typically our contracts are FOB or bin. We will pay for freight and cleaning. We will pick up at your yard. We typically stick to full loads or multiple loads. There was a question around, do we take less than truckload quantities? And there is in certain instances we do. We try to avoid it simply for the reason that we still have to pay for freight, analytical, and a lot of other things. And so when your fixed costs are on a large load versus 8 tons, 6 tons, it makes it a little harder to spread across. But price indications, dockage allowances. So for us, we clean the seed to 99.9%, again, mostly because it goes into food and supplement products. But that being said, we do typically pay a premium versus maybe those that are cleaning to CGC dockage or something equivalent. And the pricing indication. So I'm going to end on this pricing indication along with what the market is doing, and because I feel like it ties together. What we've seen for pricing thus far, and I have to be honest and say that in the last week, probably since everyone's just finally finished up harvest, we haven't got a lot of feedback. What we noticed early on, it was ranging anywhere from 42, 45, as high as $50 a bushel for organic brown flax, which is what we buy. And that's where it was sitting. We've been waiting anxiously for samples to start coming in and harvest to come off and see what there is for supply out there. So assuming that's what the going rates are and that's what the prices are, that's what we're going to be looking to offer. From a market standpoint, what we've been getting pushed on here, Sandy and I, is we've noticed a lot in Europe that I don't know if it's due to the Russian-Ukrainian conflict or what, but the European price of organic flax seed and flax oil, which is one of our largest competitors, has really been dropping. And there seems to be a real glut of supply there, and it's making its way over to North America and to a lot of our other customers globally. And I can't quite tell you why or how come, but the majority of the flax that is coming out of Kazakhstan, out of Russia, I don't know if it's going directly into China and there's just more supply available out of Europe. But that's probably been the one thing we've noticed most, is that a lot of our customer base is looking across the pond in Europe right now, solely because of the abundant supply and the prices are dropping. So that's just one of the challenges that we have. We're gonna continue to push to be competitive and all of that. But yeah, that's my feedback on what's going on. And then as for insurance and protections, we are a large company. We are CGC bonded, and we've got a lot of inventory above and beyond our grains, and we carry all different types of insurance. In fact, we do several tours a few times a year. Yeah, active God contract clauses, you name it. So, but is there any questions for me?
I don't see any on the chat. But what I was going to ask you about was you do flax and you said you're dabbling in camelina as well. You also used to do borage, didn't you?
Sorry, yeah. Sorry. Well, I didn't want to touch base too much on the conventional side just because it is the organic webinar. But yes, we still do quite a bit of borage.
And that's conventional?
Yes, it is
Okay.
conventional. We contract a few thousand acres of borage each year that are unique to us. It's not a common crop. We do quite a bit of conventional flax still, and then again with the camelina, that's kind of come up in the recent year or two as a product line extension, and especially in the pet food market.
Or there isn't a borage organic market then?
It is. Years and years ago, we used to grow probably one quarter section of organic borage, and that would last us the entire year for supply. It was unique because it went into unique organic formulas where it was required, but it's such a small market for that now that I want to say we would maybe use 300 kgs of organic borage over the course of a year now.
Right.
So,
well, thank you very much, Derek.
No problem. Thank you.
Will, I think there are a couple more questions came into the chat.
Yeah, a couple of questions popped up here. Yeah, so don't leave us here. What moisture level do you require, Derek?
Good question. So anything less than 10% for us is acceptable. There is times above 10% we may be able to accommodate, but we will dockage will start above 10% moisture.
Okay, and the market for camelina, now, you said that was only a conventional market at this point?
As far as I know, I'm going to go out and say it's conventional. That's what we're looking for. There may be a market for organic camelina, but again, the only reason I bring it up is we are just starting to dabble in it, and we're testing the waters. We're looking to see if there is an opportunity there, if it's something that we can offer in addition to the organic flax that we do today. as the more and more trade shows we go to, we just seem to be getting more and more inquiries on this stuff. And then I see the question here: is it for human consumption or for feed? Everything we do here is human grade, and that's what we're finding is actually separating Bioriginal from everybody else. Is that a lot of the pet food industry is coming to Bioriginal for human grade. They want to feed their companion animals, their horses, their dogs, their cats, human grade, and that's where we're able to offer that unique organic option that is, it's meant to put on your kitchen table, but people are wanting to feed that to their pets.
All righty. Now it appears as though we have exhausted the questions.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Derek. Now, moving on to the organic hemp markets from Margot Cassing of Fresh Hemp Foods / Manitoba Harvest. Welcome, Margot. Over to you.
Hi, well, thank you. I hope you can hear me all right.
Yes.
So my name is Margot Cassing. I'm one of the 2 agronomists working here at Fresh Hemp Foods, and our focus is on hemp grain. So we buy both organic and conventional hemp grain, but most of our production is organic. A little bit on the company. We were established in '98, which is a year of legalization of hemp, and we just celebrated our 25 years this year. We have 2 manufacturing facilities, both in Manitoba. We have one in Senegat, which is just south Winnipeg, and then the other one is in Winnipeg. Our market is primarily North America. And under Fresh Hemp Foods, we have 2 brand names. So we have Manitoba Harvest, which is our in-store brand line of products. And then we also have Hemp Oil Canada, which is our ingredient sales brand. Just to go through the questions that are on the screen. So we buy only hemp grain, both organic and conventional. We buy mainly from the prairies and from Quebec. We will have organic contracts available. We present our contracts to our existing growers, usually at the end of November, start of December, but we're also always looking for new growers. So if you are interested in growing hemp, please don't hesitate to reach out and we can start having that discussion now. For spot contracts, we don't currently have any available. If you do have some hemp grain you're looking to sell, again, please reach out so we are aware that it's available. For price indications for 2024, we don't currently have a price. Again, we should have a price set by the end of November. Just to give you an idea, last year our price was $1.79, and with hemp, we do strive to have a competitive price in the organic market. When it comes to our dockage allowance, so per our contract, our growers work with our approved seed cleaners, and they have to clean to meet our quality specifications, which are 99.9% purity. We do have a couple additional considerations for allergens, which is primarily gluten. Now, for our contracts last year, we did introduce 2 lower grades, grade 2 and 3, and they have varying purity levels of 99.8 and 99.7. Now, we do want our growers to aim for category 1, but the reason we added the 2 lower grades was to decrease the risk to growers with those lots that are especially challenging. Our price is FOB seed cleaning facility. So we take care of all the transportation costs after seed cleaning. When it comes to less than full loads, we like to start with about a B train worth, which is about 80,000 pounds if possible. Depending on yields, that would be more or less 80 acres. For our contract terms, so every year we try to improve our contracts to reduce the risk to growers as much as possible. We're still finalizing our contract terms for 2024, but last year our contracts include things like early payment terms. So we do a 75% prepayment once we receive a clean sample, so that's before it reaches us. We also offered seed financing. We have an act to God clause. We pay for the cleaning cost upfront. We had storage premiums, and then again, we also had those 3 quality grades to just increase flexibility a little bit. Crop sample quality this fall so far. So we're still getting all of our samples in. So far, volumes are looking really good, so we're happy about that. We've seen mostly very good quality. We did see a couple lots that were a little bit more challenging, but because of our wider range of quality specs this year, we're expecting to be able to use most of that production. I think that's it for the questions on the screen. Did I miss anything?
I don't see any specific questions there at the moment. No. Is there a range of pricing for hemp at the present time?
We don't, not yet. We should have our prices set by the end of November, so in about a month.
Okay.
Mhm.
And where have they been traditionally?
So last year was $1.79 for organic hemp.
Okay. Are you seeing the market increasing and the number of growers increasing, or has it remained relatively stable?
We're seeing that the organic market seems to be increasing, and we're always looking for new growers as well. We always get, every year we get a couple of new growers, which is really good to see.
There's now a question popped up. Does the inflation have an impact on the hemp market from the side of the consumer? I'm not sure exactly what they mean by that, but perhaps, I mean, I guess, have you seen it? If the price has gone up, are consumers buying less? Maybe that would be my interpretation. You're not seeing that?
From what I know, what consumers are buying, this, their sales are just about the same. I see there's also a question on conventional price. So we don't have a conventional price yet this year, but last year it was 96 cents a pound. And then there's another question on ROC certification. We do have a couple growers under ROC. We are not looking for any more growers. We have quite a bit of production available for us for the following year.
Okay. The other thing that was asked as part of one of the questions was, where is the hemp conference this year?
It's in Edmonton. So it's November 14th to 16th in Edmonton, Alberta.
Okay. With regards to ROC certification, are you seeing changes in that? Is that a changing world?
It's a pretty niche market so far. We only have a couple growers under that. We have quite a bit of volumes. So we're going to focus on finding a market for that before signing up any other growers under ROC.
I should mention, for those people who may not know what ROC stands for, in my understanding, it stands for Regenerative Organic Certification.
Yeah, correct. So it's a certification on top of your organic certification.
Right. Now we seem to have opened the tap now. New hybrid hemp varieties being developed, and if so, when might they be available?
There are projects with new hybrid hemp varieties. I don't know too much about it, but if that person would like more information, I can definitely find that for them if they want to drop their email or reach out to me. Okay.
For that person interested, you can see Margot's email address on the screen. I'm just looking at the note on the chat. Sorry. Alrighty. Good joke. Thanks very much, Margot. Much appreciated. And next up, from Mumm Sprouting Foods, we have Carolyn Crawford. Carolyn, I turn it over to you.
Good morning. Sorry, I just had to unmute myself there. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. All right, so thanks again for having us this morning and for organizing this webinar. I think we've been here, I don't know how many times you've had it, but I think I've been on here at least 3 times, if not 4. Talking to you this morning from Parkside, Saskatchewan, and we are on Treaty 6 land here. A little bit about our story here. So Mumm Sprouting Seeds is a family owned and operated business, founded many years ago. Actually, Jim and Maggie Mumm were organic farmers back in the 70s. The company itself, Mumm Sprouting Seeds, as it is today, has been around for 41 years, going into our 42nd here in 2024. And what we do here is our intention, our mission, I guess, is to be able to provide an affordable food source for the world, and to help with sustainable farming practices, supporting, the local organic farmer to the wider picture worldwide. So what we do is we buy organic seed, and then we repackage and distribute all over the world. Some into the commercial markets, a lot into the home, kitchen grower. We have a website that kitchen growers can purchase from. We also are developing now a web store for commercial growers to just try to streamline the process a little bit. So we are everywhere, from the grocery stores to the high-end restaurants and juice bars and everything around the world. So I don't know what more I can tell you about us. We're in Parkside, Saskatchewan, like I said, so we're about an hour and a half north of Saskatoon. We are in a repurposed curling rink plus additional warehouse, and looking to expand that here in the next year or two. We're just running out of space here. We've got about 30 people working here. Actually, this webinar today took me out of our third day of annual retraining, so I'm happy with that. Gives me a little bit of a break. And I guess I should say my position here is a general manager, as well as Lisa and I do the purchasing, Lisa Mumm and myself. My right hand right now is on mat leave. So I'm wearing a lot of hats right now, but when she gets back here, I may be able to get back to people a little faster than what I do these days. So into the crops and that we purchase, we are, of course, 100% organic, non-GMO. Nothing comes through the doors that is not organic or non-GMO. So we're looking for a lot of, the Saskatchewan grown crops, which of course then, spills over into Manitoba and Alberta. If we can't buy it on the prairie provinces, I mean, there's a little bit, east of here we can go as well, but we will purchase from the US and abroad, depending on the product. There are a lot of things that we sell that we can't grow here. I think we're about 128 or so products right now, or commodities right now, as well as we do some custom blending and things like that. But as far as prairie grown, right now we're in need of peas, specifically the 4010 forage peas, which are getting to be harder to find because you can't buy the certified seed anymore. So we're trying to assist people as much as we can with planting seed. Which then, of course, turns into a bit of a contract. We did more of that this past year than we had done in all the time I've been here, which is going on to 8 years. Where we're providing the planting seed. The contract just has us, recovering that seed from the crop. We're not charging you for the planting seed, hoping it works out kind of thing. We just recover our planting seed, and as well as purchase your entire production, and less any type of purchasing or any type of planting seed you want to hold back. So our contracts are fairly loosely worded, active God clause, of course, to protect everybody in that. Yeah, that's about all I can say about that. So peas, especially the 4010s, like I said, we're looking for greens right now. We're looking for yellows. If anybody out there is growing marrow fats or Oregon Giants or dwarf gray sugar peas, we sure wouldn't mind to hear from you. We're looking right now for hullis oats, hullis barley. The products are grown that way with the embryos on the outside. This is not hullis oats that have been processed to become hullis. It's naturally grown as hullis. We're looking for brown mustard, buckwheat, fava beans, chickpeas, and if we could get some Canadian grown sunflower, we'd be over the moon. So we've been purchasing our borscht from overseas, and I know we have some organic growers here. We have one not too far from us that we're going to be working with, we hope, and hopefully, see what's out there. We're also looking for soft white wheat at the moment. And it's good to hear Ben talking this morning that they will take screenings over at FW Cobs, because that's a question we often get asked. Because what we're doing is you'll have to, hopefully I'm not speaking too fast. I'm trying to stay within the time frame. What we do is we buy on a 99.9% cleaned product. We generally, we're picking up at the cleaners, covering that transportation back to here, then, covering all the testing and everything here. So the cleaning is normally on the supplier, as well as the transportation, to the suppliers. Normally the transportation to the cleaner is as well. We've had some, I've done some deals this fall where, it's been FOB the farm. We look after everything from there, and the price, of course, would indicate that. We do definitely take less than full truckloads. We are limited for space ourselves. But we can take anywhere, 5 to 10 metric ton of something, or less if that's what you have, right? And it works for us, sort of things. So our current price indications for the crops, primarily peas right now is what I'm looking for. So those 4010s, those forage peas, I'm at $28 per bushel cleaned right now. Transportation from the cleaner covered by ourselves. Of course, we do have a couple of cleaners, I'll put a plug in for them, that are not far from us that we use a lot. Lep Seeds and Avena Processing, which is actually right here at Parkside, which is really nice. If you're ending up having to haul to one of those and you're maybe in the southwest corner, southeast corner, something like that, we'll adjust the price accordingly to get that product here. And we try to work with everybody as much as we can, so that it is sustainable and feasible for everybody. What else? What have I missed? I don't think I've missed anything on there. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, there's a question that says, will DL Delicious take over from 4010 forage peas?
That is not one that I've heard of. If it grows the same as what the 4010s do, like if we can get some samples of that and grow them here, if they grow similarly, it may be something that we move into. The law of diminishing return has, starting to limit us a little bit. And the 4010s are by far our biggest seller in the highest demand. We have, we've got lots booked. We've got lots coming, and we're trying to pace it so for room and for everything. But yeah, the more we have, the more we'll sell. One product that was suggested to us, and we did get a sample and grew, was the Jasper, CDC Jasper, and it does not grow like a 4010, and it grows more like a yellow, presents like a yellow, which is very different from the 4010. There has been some discussion, I haven't seen it grown myself yet, but the Sonata, a lot of guys are looking for that standability as well, because the 4010s tend to lay down.
You had mentioned $28. I think that was for 4010s.
Yeah.
There was a general question about prices for peas in general, I guess.
Yeah, greens and yellows too are right around that $28. Just depending on, your distance and everything like that. I'm trying to keep it at about $28 and maybe try moving my 4010s up a little bit yet. I've got lots out there contracted for 28, guys that we, provided seed for or whatever. So, always looking to move and, do the best job that we can for the farmer as well.
And it says demand and price for faba beans.
I'd have to, if whoever's asking that question, I don't have that in front of me right now. But my yeah, my email address is there. My phone number and extension is there. Please give me a call and I'll, look that up for you very quickly. But like I said, though, we are in training today, so I'm probably not going to get to any of my phone calls or anything like that till tomorrow.
Right. Well, seems like we've exhausted the questions for the moment.
Okay, sounds good. Hopefully I wasn't talking too fast. Thanks again for having us.
No, thank
And
you very much.
good, nice listening to everybody, but I am going to have to pop out now and I'll have to listen to the recording for the rest of it. So thanks again.
All righty. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Our next panelist is Dwayne Lee from Growers International. Welcome, Dwayne. Your turn.
Great. Well, thanks, Will. Thanks, Sask Organics, for organizing this. It's a pleasure to be here. For those of you that don't know, Growers International has been around for 35 plus years. It's a division of Patterson Global Foods. We have certified organic elevators in Lang, Herbert, and Indian Head, Saskatchewan, where we take grain in, store, blend, clean, etc. We purchase grain both delivered and off the farm, and happy to talk about less than full truckloads too, if that's what we need to do. Typically, we're buying food and feed grade wheat, durum, barley, yellow peas, flax, occasionally oats and rye. We do buy screenings as well. In terms of current needs, I guess probably right now we're really looking for wheat would be our main one. We're currently bidding $22 delivered. Our elevators based on a 2 grade wheat with 11.5 protein or better. Durum we're bidding $27.50 delivered based on a number one with 85 vitreous and 13 protein. Flax ideas would probably be around $45, and screenings kind of in that $225 range. So if you've got some interest in that, let us know, and like I say, we can work out a picked up on farm price if that's what you're looking for. So in terms of the markets, I would say crop quality on the wheat in particular has been above average generally. I would say there are some pockets where quality was challenged for sure, but in yields, I guess they were okay considering the moisture that we many struggled to get. Durum crop, I'd say is probably average quality distribution as well from what we've seen so far. And markets, I guess market comments would be really, I think the couple of mentioned earlier that we've started to see more imports. I think that's what we're seeing as well. Demand growth, I don't know, it's hard to say for sure, but it feels like it's slowed a little bit. And that maybe that's some of the imports that are coming in or whatever, but it does seem like the challenging economic times are making it a little more difficult for sure. So other than that, I don't know that I have anything else. I'd open it up to questions. And
are there any questions? Well, seeing none, I guess we'll say thanks, Dwayne.
One just came in there, Will, and 2 now.
Oh, okay. Alrighty. Well, one of the questions says, what grain imports? I guess maybe they're referring to which kinds of grain are imported, and maybe from where as well, I guess.
Yeah, I guess just general anecdotal comments, really. We've seen or heard chatter of wheat imports into Eastern Canada. I've heard of more comments around competitive imported prices of flax, things like that. So I think it's just sort of some of the times where it is a global market, and there are suppliers in other parts of the world. So it's something to be mindful of, I guess, in the long term.
Another question is, so the quality of grain is only above average. Is it good?
Yeah, I mean the grade profile, that, at least on the samples that we've seen so far, has been pretty good. Pretty much everything has been making a 2. There are a few pockets where we've seen some lower falling numbers, but for the most part, I would say we've had an above average quality crop again. So yeah, it's pretty good.
Righty. Well, I see no more questions at the moment. So thanks very much, Dwayne. Thanks for joining us. Thank you. And we'll move to XPT Grain. And with them is Christos Ligeratis. Thank you. And over to you. Christos, are you there? At the moment, it appears as though Christos is not with us. So, in the event that we catch him later on here, we'll move forward, I guess. All right, with you, Deb?
Yeah, you bet.
All righty. So we'll move on to Avena Foods, and representing Avena is Matthew Speidel. Thanks for being with us, Matt.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Sask Organics, for hosting this webinar today, and to everyone joining in. My name is Matt Speidel, and I'm a buyer here at Avena Foods. I have just recently passed 20 years working with the company, and to those here who I've had the pleasure of working with in the past, thank you very much. Some questions are, so who is Avena Foods? Avena Foods is a specialty miller of purity protocol, gluten-free oats and pulses. We mill them into various kinds of food ingredients for manufacturing all over the world. We have 2 oat mills, 1 oat cleaning facility, and 3 pulse plants. We generally forward contract all of the pulses and oats, but we do leave room throughout the year to do some spot buying. Currently, we are in the market for all types of lentils with the exception of reds. Prices vary per commodity, but just to give you a range, we're looking at 85 cents to $1 a pound. On the green pea side of it, we are currently all bought up at the moment. We always end up in the market throughout the year, so sending us samples is a good way for us to get the ball rolling on that one. Yellow peas, we are working away trying to firm up bids here. So for any of you that are listening, I just urge you to stay in touch with me, and when I do come across some bids, then we'll be ready for you. Flipping over to the oat side of it, we will be in the market for some in the near future. We are indicating prices north of $10.50 a bushel, in that range. Contract terms and conditions vary per commodity and the amount of bushels we are looking at doing up. Generally, when we spot buy, we go out 1 to 3 months. There are instances where we can buy some pulses and we can move them in within a week or 2 even. So that works all right if the stars align, right? When it comes to trucking, we always work with the producer on that one. If it's delivered or FOB, Both options are on the table. It's whatever works best for you. We are a licensed and bonded company. And just another note on Avena Foods. Every year, late fall, early winter, we host a grower school. It's a great event that we put on. It goes over our purity protocol program, along with market updates, and what the company has in store for the future. My information's on the screen there. You can email or text myself, and we'll put you on our list and send you an invite out when the date gets confirmed. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for your time today. I believe I'm on here for a bit to answer any questions you may have, so fire away, please.
Matt, you also have a field day in the summertime, do you not?
We do. It's called CAFA, like a Customer Appreciation Day. We do that. We've done it for the past 2 years now, and that's been pretty successful too. Again, so if I can get information from everybody, we'll just put you on a list, and we'll send you out invites, and we'll stay connected that way.
One question that's popped up is, what is your pricing on organic flax?
Avena Foods does not tackle organic flax.
Okay. And where are prices standing this year? We've had some discussion earlier about offshore stuff impacting prices in a negative manner. What are you seeing?
On the pulse side of it, or the...
Yeah, even the pulse side, yeah.
I'm not, on the yellow, and that's a thing, like with yellow pea side, it's a different game, that one. It's either hot or not. Right now it seems like there's more demand coming for the yellow peas. Our organic green pea, our customers, they're pretty consistent throughout the year. We ship a lot to North America, and that's what I can say to that one.
So you're not seeing an impact necessarily from offshore?
No, not on that front, no.
Right. Okay. Well, I don't see any other questions popping up here at the moment. So I thank you very much for joining us, Matt.
Thank you. You guys take care.
Thank you. Next up, we have Wade Harris with Sunrise Foods. Sunrise Foods. Let me try that again. Thank you, Wade.
Hi, Will.
Over to you.
Great, thank you. Thanks to Deb and Will and everybody at Sask Organics for putting this on again. As far as Sunrise Foods, we've been around since 1997. I've been with the company for 15 years now. So I am a senior grain merchandiser at Sunrise. Some of you have probably spoke to Bill Longman, who is manager of purchasing, and then Reed Noyes, who is also a grain merchandiser with Sunrise. So as far as license or protection of any type, we are licensed and bonded by the Canadian Grain Commission. It is starting to be a busy time of year as far as samples, so we are seeing a lot of samples coming into the office. As far as quality has been really good so far. I know there were some areas that were extremely dry. A lot of those areas were a little surprised with the yields, a little better than they expected. Of course, there were some areas in the south that had drought again for another year, and then had the grasshopper issue as well. So hopefully things will turn around in those areas for next year. So as far as what we buy, we are unique in that we do buy, just give me 1 second. We do buy pretty much everything organically. We do not get into hemp. That is one that is very specific and just something that we've never really got involved in. The people that do that tend to be the only commodity that they do work in. So we leave that to them. Hard red spring wheat. We are currently looking for some hard red spring. We are looking probably in around that $1 picked up at the farm. Most of our wheat will go to our elevator in Alexander, Manitoba. So if you live close to Alexander or have a truck and you would be interested in delivering, we can work price on delivery as well. Soft white wheat, we are looking for a little bit more as well. We are at $19 currently. Most of these bids right now, we're looking for, say, October through December delivery. Feed barley, we do have some interest in feed barley picked up at the farm. We'd be looking probably $8.50 picked up. As far as dockages on that, most of the feed contracts are max 5% dockage. So we can usually take a little bit more dockage if we know that it's going to be there. And if it gets much over 5%, then we'd be looking at a discount of some type. So as far as milling oats, we are looking for some more milling oats for that October to December timeframe. Depending on freight and the area you're in the province, we're looking probably $9.50 to $10 picked up at the farm. Organic durum, we are currently looking and probably looking in that $25 to $26 range picked up at the farm, depending on freight area. That would be based on a 13% protein. As far as lentils, we are looking for some more black lentils, as well as French greens. So you can give us a call on price there. Movement for that would probably be more November through, say, January, February. Mustards, we're pretty much covered on organic yellow mustard, but if you do have some, please send us samples. I think we may be looking for some more come winter or spring, possibly. Organic brown, we would be at $1.35 a pound, and that's picked up as well. And then on flax, brown flax, we're currently at $51 picked up at the farm, and that would be a November to, say, March delivery. With the brown flax, we are buying on CGC dockage, so a sample would be taken at the cleaner and sent away to the Grain Commission, and the dockage that we receive from them would be the official dockage deducted. I know there are some companies that will buy on dockage plus 1% or 2%, whereas ours is just strictly CGC dockage. So, but yeah, I think that's all we have for now, Will. But if there's any questions, I'd be happy to answer.
Yeah, I think one of the questions was, do you purchase any yellow mustard? And you said yes. Winter and spring, if I understood correctly.
Yep, we're covered right now, but I think we may be looking for some more for winter, spring delivery. But we are currently looking for brown mustard. So
there's a question here that says, can you say again on your spring wheat and soft white wheat bids?
Yeah. So spring wheat right now, we are looking probably at $21 to $22 picked up at the farm based on a 13% protein. And that's depending on freight area and where you're at. So if you do have some and want to give us a call after, we can get an idea on freight in the part of the province you're in. And then soft white, we're currently at $19 picked up at the farm.
One of the very first things you talked about, maybe it was hard red spring, I'm not sure. There's a bit of a voice issue on your mic there, aggressive, whatever. And was it $21 that you'd said?
$21, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Picked up at the farm, yeah.
And one of the questions coming across is, do you purchase yellow peas?
Yes, we are currently looking for yellow peas at number 2 grade or better. Yellow peas is one that's been really quiet for us for almost a year. and we're just recently started buying again for a contract that we're getting close to full on, but we would be looking for some more, probably going to be about $19 at the farm for a number 2 or better.
Okay. And do you see a fall in organic oat demand?
No, I don't think there's really been a fall in demand on any of the products. I think what we have noticed is the organic demand is still strong, but a lot of companies, as far as mills, whether it be wheat, oat mills, I think are more hand to mouth right now. So they are, generally would be purchased or bought up for the rest of the year now. Whereas a lot of people are just going, rather than taking positions, are just going hand to mouth and feeling the demand at the current time, and then come fall or come winter, spring, they'll be looking again. And whereas normally they would cover themselves out, probably till summer at this time. So.
Good. Well, we seem to have exhausted the question. So thank you very much.
Sorry
Yeah.
to interrupt you there, Will. I think there was one that was right at the beginning. Someone asked about what about AC Morgan oats?
Yeah, I mean
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no problem. As far as oats, yes, we would have a look at the AC Morgan. So just a matter of getting test weights and all that done on. So if you want to send us a sample, we'd gladly get back to you.
Thank you for catching that, Deb. So I
No
guess.
problem. There is another one that just snuck in here.
Where do you take delivery of organic oats, and which varieties do you prefer? Now that we've mentioned
yeah, I mean, we're not very variety specific as long as it's meeting a milling oat spec. We're not too choosy or too picky on the actual variety. We take delivery at our elevator in Alexander, Manitoba. So if somebody was wanting to deliver in, we would just figure out and back off freight from there. So see another allowable moisture level on flax. We're normally 9.5. There is quite a bit of dry flax out there this year, so I think even a 10% we would be able to work with this year. So.
Okay. Well, maybe now we're done.
All right.
All righty.
Thanks, Will.
Thanks very much, Dwayne. Before I carry on here, I should mention that Christos Ligeritis from XPT Grain, we got a hold of him, and he's apparently had an issue with some loading and therefore was unable to make the call, and sends his apologies for missing out on his presentation. So we will now carry on with grain millers, and representing grain millers is Kelly Cornelius. Thanks. Over to you, Kelly.
Yes, thank you very much, Will, and thank you on behalf of grain millers, everyone, for joining us here this morning for another round of Sask Organics Market webinar update here. Pleasure to be here today. As we look around most of the region here, I think that most folks are wrapped up, if not very, very close to being wrapped up here with harvest. So we wish everyone a safe and bountiful harvest for 23 here. For those of you, I think most probably already know me or have met me before. For those that haven't, I'm Kelly Cornelius. I've been with grain millers now just about 5 years, spending a few of those on our mill side of things before joining our great team over here at procurement of Scott Shields, our head buyer, Jamie Belitsky, our logistics coordinator, and Olivia Kennedy, our crop specialist, as well as Jackie handling the books over on this end here. We are currently undergoing some construction here, so we are still in our trailer, but hope to be in our new office here before Christmas time. Hopefully we'll see how construction goes there. Everybody knows that delays are expected, so eagerly awaiting the arrival of that. So what's new here at grain millers? I guess on the front here, or a little bit about the company before I get into it too much. We obviously do handle conventional and organic oats here in Yorkton. As well, we have a flax handling facility in Saskatoon for the time being. Saskatoon is also undergoing some construction there. So for the time being, we still do have operations there. We will be moving out to Delisle here upon completion there. Bryce, our procurement merchant there, is also away for the time being. He's just recovering from a hip surgery that he had done here not too long ago. He is on the mend, but for the time being, if you have any questions or concerns there, I ask that everyone please just reach out to myself or Scott on that. I saw a question there. Scott is still with Grain Millers here. I'm sure he'll get back to you right away. I'll just take that one as is. And then as well, up in northern Alberta, we have an elevator up there at Rycroft servicing our northern clients there. So that rounds out our Canadian operations. We do have a handful of mills, one on the West Coast in Eugene, Oregon, as well as in St. Ansgar, Iowa, and then a few facilities dotting the upper Midwest there with our headquarters in Minneapolis, Minnesota there. We are still a family-owned and operated company to this day, and the core values of the family and the fact that, you know, we treat our business as relationship-based and more than just a one-time deal, I think is really evident. And like I said, the folks from the family or the ownership group came to visit this past year, and you could really get a sense for that. And I think our reputation amongst growers certainly is a testament to that. And it's a pleasure to work here. And I'll move on here with what we're offering for the time being. So for the organic oat front, we don't have any public bids here kind of available for me to give everyone here today yet. Taking offers on everything. We are still obviously looking. We are not bought up by any means. Am I saying that? But on bids and pricing there, I just ask that you get a hold of myself or Scott for that. We are very excited to introduce our GPO target pricing on organic oats. It's a big term. It's not that complicated, and I'll kind of go over it here just very, very briefly here. So with GPOs, essentially, a producer only needs three things to put in a grain pricing order with us. You need a price, you'd like a quantity, and a delivery period. And essentially, if you have those three things, it enables you to contact us and say, hey, I'd like to put a target in for X price, for X amount on X delivery time. And either myself or Scott will go ahead and lock that in for you. And essentially, it's a tool that enables you to not have to monitor the markets as closely. It allows you to set a target price, a price that you're comfortable with. And it allows you to, if you get busy, I mean, there's been how many phone calls I've gotten from guys saying, hey, you know what, we were at X price and I really wanted to do something on it. I just didn't get around to calling you. And subsequently the price drops. I mean, harvest is always a busy time. Seeding is always a busy time. With a grain pricing order, you can put your price forward that you're comfortable with. If that triggers, we'll get in contact with you, letting you know that it has, and then schedule a subsequent delivery on that. So we've already had quite a few of those put forward, a lot of them getting targeted and hit and triggered. So fabulous to see there. If you got any questions about that, like I said, just get a hold of myself or Scott and we'll kind of give you the rundown there. On flax, same thing. We're in the market on some organic brown at the moment. Taking offers, please send us some samples on it. I can't give anything firm today. We're just kind of going on a case-by-case basis there. So send us a sample or let us know what you got, and we'll kind of give you indication. We buy all different specs there. It can either be milling or whole seed quality. So even if you think that the quality may be on the fence a little bit, please send us a sample and we'll get that done up for you and back for you very promptly. Moving on to just a broad range market update. I think on the oat front, initial indications from StatsCan were obviously going to see a big reduction in acres. That was probably due to the previous crop. You're just a massive crop, fabulous crop, great quality. Had kind of put a lid on prices. Prices had kind of fallen back a little bit, and I guess the market was just dictating that we needed to kind of cut back on acres a bit. Now, how that transferred over into the organic realm may have not as been as indicative as what is being reported. And that may very well be due to the fact that most organic growers follow a regimented rotation, and just in terms of keeping fertility and weed suppression under control. So I don't think we saw quite a drop on organic acres as we've seen on the conventional side. And that's good news, obviously, for us. What we're seeing, I think kind of Wade touched on it a little bit with the variability in rainfall and that southwest corner just, having another really crazy year just with, lack of rain and grasshoppers. It's kind of been a mixed bag of what we're seeing in terms of yield. Quality has weighed up. That is nice to see with what the initial samples have come off at. There is still a little bit of oats to come off yet. We'll see what this later stuff comes in at. Anxiously awaiting that here. But for the most part, we're in good shape. I think we'll see prices probably remain somewhat static here going into 2024. Probably just some seasonality and some harvest pressure that'll keep prices capped somewhat. As we move beyond that, I think there's some indications and some reason to believe that we might see a bit of a rally. How far into 24 that starts taking place, I think will depend on kind of what those last yield estimates and reports come in at. So interesting to see that. And then as we look even further out into new crop, we're going to be aggressive. I mean, I think Grain Millers is well known for coming out really strong with fall pricing, and we'll be very competitive. I promise you there. Look to see new crop pricing here. I would say within less than a month's time here. We're going to be coming out with our conventional prices here at the start of November. Organic pricing should follow suit very shortly after. All of our contracts are covered by full act of God, and we do offer straight tonnage based as well as a production based contract. So you can just lock in X amount of acres and we will take a full production on all the acres that you want to contract for that time frame. We are obviously fully bonded by the CGC, payments going out every Tuesday and Thursday, fairly prompt, I would say, given the industry standard. And I think that just about hits everything that was on my list here. Yeah, I said like we're covering the flax desk, myself and Scott here for the time being. So if you have any questions or want to get in touch with us there, we are certainly in the market on organic oats. We are still not bought up by all means. Get in contact with us if you want to put in a target or ask us about pricing there. And if you want to get on Scott's market update, again, please get in contact with myself or him, and we'll get you put onto that too. It's another great marketing tool. I think that about covers it, Will. I'll open up the floor to any questions.
There's one on the chat that says, are you just buying flax and oats?
Out of our Yorkton facility is just purely oats. So we have 2 mills here that will take conventional and organic at gluten-free as well. We get a lot of questions about do we buy gluten-free? We do. I don't have any premiums to offer at this present time. If you do believe you would fall into a gluten-free category, or you do think you can hit our spec, please give us a call. Send us a sample and we'll let you know. I assume we're going to be back in the market at some point. I just don't want to give folks any indication now and come up short on that. And then out of Saskatoon, that's where we buy both brown and yellow flax out of Will. So I hope that answers that.
All righty. Well, that seems to be it for questions. So
Alrighty.
I thank you very much, Kelly.
Thank you, Will. Yeah, thanks for having us again here, and we'll hope to see and talk to everyone soon.
Bye. There were two more sponsors of this webinar who were not able to send panelists to speak to us today, but we want to acknowledge them now. One of them is Living Skies Organics. We thank them for their bronze sponsorship. They are looking for all protein and varieties of hard red spring wheat. There are price premiums for high protein. Also would be interested in soft wheat and winter wheat, and contact Jade Light or Tanya Hollinshead to learn more about their company and what they offer. So you can see their information at the bottom. If you're interested, I'll give you a second to jot that down before that screen disappears. You can always check back on the recording, which you will receive a link to undoubtedly within the next day or so. Alrighty, the next one is Oleet Processing for their gold sponsorship. They are currently seeking organic flax and organic peas, so you're encouraged to get in touch with Ken Richmond to learn more, and his number is there. And finally, I guess, is the Organic Grain Hub. Now, we've just finished with the grain buyers panel, and what we've done now is we invited Marie-Yves Lever here from the Organic Grain Hub to tell us about this new resource that just launched in September. It's created by Manitoba Organic Alliance, which is kind of a sister organization in Manitoba, in support with other organic provincial associations. It's a free national resource, and it's accessible to all farms. Marie-Yves, welcome. Thanks for being here today, and please tell us more.
Thank you. Appreciate it, everyone that just stay until the end of this really interesting webinar. So my name is Marie-Yves Lever. I'm the Director of Business Development at the Organic Grain Hub. I send you a bunch of links in the chat so you can learn, so you can view the website as I'm presenting. Can I share my video, my screen then?
Yep, I have stopped sharing now, so you can go ahead there.
Okay. Okay, let me. Okay.
So on mine, it shows up at the bottom. There's a share screen icon.
Yeah. So share screen, and
then you usually just select the first one and then press.
Okay, so
no problem.
So I'm just gonna work on that technicality. Share screen options. And then, okay, here we are. So right before we're jumping in and looking at this new tool, I wanted to talk to you about a little bit about why we exist, why we're there, and then I'm gonna walk you through the tools. So basically, the Organic Grain Hub is there to support the Canadian organic grain industry. This initiative was publicly launched last month in September during Organic Week. And it's a new project that was launched by the MOA, so Manitoba Organic Alliance, but we have supported from our partners as Organic Alberta, and Pivot. So basically, right now, so why we exist, why we're there. So this is a new initiative, but we've been here for 2 years. We've been working hard on launching this. So we launched this because we identified a few gaps related to the organic grain industry. So the first one was, on one hand, when we talked to farmers, so farmers said that they had a few resources to navigate the organic grain market. So there was a pricing gap information, so a pricing gap vacuum for organic grain. There was no central directory for organic grain buyers, and also a lack of in-depth analysis available for farmers on the organic grain markets in general in Canada, but also internationally. Also, on the other hand, when we talk to buyers about what we can do to better our sector, they said that what they needed from us and what they needed from an organization, an initiative like that, was to be able to be in front of buyers. So the Organic Grain Hub was launched, as I said, in September to address those gaps. And how did we do so? So we did that by creating a platform where farmers and buyers can have information related on price, related on who's buying what. And also related to market intelligence. So if we're looking at, So if we're looking at the actual hub, so in the chat box, I saw here, I send you the information related to our application. So if I'm going to walk you through the application. So if we're looking at our first tool we developed for you, so there's the price tool. So basically here, you can see the information we're collecting for you. So we're collecting information around price twice per month. So every 2 weeks, we're collecting and displaying this information. We're updating the information twice per week. We're collecting price directly from buyers. So we're calling them. We're also looking at public resources data, and also we're getting prices from farmers. So looking here, for example, you're looking to see what's the price for flax, for example, brown. So on the price tool, you can see the name of the crop, the median price, the price range, the unit, and then you can see the number of observation between each price point we're putting out there. Additionally, so you have this information. If we are collecting information, if we can have information on contract, you're going to see a contract. You're going to see a C before the crop price. So if you have question or need more information about the methodology for the price tool, there's information available on the application itself. We do collect prices from buyers, but also from farmers. So if you, as a farmer, just received a pricing information and would like to share it with us, you can just click on the application, submit a price, and then you send us the information. What it does is it's helping us collecting information. It's also helping us getting information, getting a more holistic information on price point, because sometimes we know buyers have a tendency of telling the price a little bit lower than it is, and farmers have a tendency to inflate a little bit the price point. So by getting a price point from farmers and buyers, we think we can get a more holistic and through data. If we're looking here as well as at our second tool, we do have a buyer directory. So what's great about the buyer directory is all buyers on our directory has been vetted. So we researched, we saw if they were certified, we looked on their publicly available information, and we've put them out there. You, as a farmers, you can filter by type of crop, by also type of location. So if I'm looking here, you can see that who's buying from BC, who's buying in Saskatchewan. You can look at the type of crop they're buying, et cetera, et cetera. What's also interesting about this is you can type by company, you can type by crop, by location, etc. So it is a directory that is evolving as we are receiving, as buyers are registering, or as we're doing more research, we will add more information, more buyers into this directory. And finally, what we've been doing as well is we are creating 4 newsletters per year where you can gain great market intelligence about grain, cereal, and pulses in the country. For the first edition that will be launched in November, like late October, early November, we're going to delve into export and import data in Canada of grain, cereal, and oilseed. We're going to look at the European market, look at data of what we're exporting there. We're also going to have a piece around grain prices. So I strongly encourage you to sign up for the newsletter if you're a farmer or a buyer. Just basically because it can support some of your business with data on both ends of the spectrum if you are a farmer or a buyer. So this tool is for you. We build that to be able to have better transparency and support the work of grain growers in the country. So use it. Make sure that you're signing up for the newsletter. If you have price point as a farmer, make sure you are submitting prices. And if you're asking yourself as a buyer, what's in it for me? Well, it's a platform. It's a unique platform where that the audience will be your target audience, which is cereal, oilseed, or pulses growers. So that's it for me. I'm eager to see if you have questions and if I can answer any of them.
Thank you very much. You may know that there was an attempt at price disclosure in the organic industry probably 25 years ago, I guess.
Yeah.
However, I think the opportunity for this, for a number of reasons, probably is going to be much more likely to be successful, because the advancement of the internet and the ability and the understanding, I think, by farmers in terms of using the internet in a way that didn't exist before. So I think that this is a good thing, I would suggest. I'll be editorial in my comments here.
And we've tried to make it simple, easy to use with no fluff, so everyone can use it.
Yeah. There was a Taylor here, Arnold Taylor was asking the question, is anybody buying organic buckwheat? And I did see, as you slipped the directory by, a couple of names that were listed in your buyer directory who in fact are buying buckwheat. So Arnold, I suggest you jump on there and see what they're listing. That might be one of your best bets. It said, congratulations on finally getting this idea up and running.
Yeah, 2 years to present that to you. And if buyers are using it, if they're updating their information, we're gonna make this a real success for the industry. I'm sure of it.
Well, it's easy to see that it's interesting to have a concept, but it's another thing to have a working.
Well, so far so good. And I just wanted to pinpoint some of the tools I've put in the chat. So if there's buyers or even farmers that are buying grains from other farmers that want to register on our business directory, I've put the link there on the chat box for you. You can also find it online. If you want to share your latest bid, farmers, you can do that. I've put the link there on how to do so. It's easy, it's confidential. As you can see, the only thing we're showcasing on our website is the number of observation behind any price point we're showcasing. So if you want to submit a price and if you feel a little bit concerned about confidentiality, feel free to reach out to me. And for buyers, if you are interested in learning more about what we're doing, feel free again to email me. I'm more than happy to answer any question you might have.
All righty. Well, I don't see any other specific questions here. So I thank you very much, Marie-Eve. Much appreciated.
Thanks for inviting
me. Maybe the whole thing will put this sort of webinar out of business eventually.
Well, no, because the market intelligence that buyers are providing is priceless. So,
well, I think there are many means by which price disclosure is useful.
Yeah.
Thanks again. We have a few closing remarks about upcoming events. But first, we want to thank everybody. Thank you, all the panelists, for coming to speak to us today and for their sponsorship of the webinar. And of course, I thank you for attending. We have a grain storage and aeration webinar happening next week on October the 26th. And then there's the Organic Agronomy Producer Meeting, which is the 8th of November. The topic will be intercropping. And then, of course, the major event taking place in the new year at the 27th and 28th of March in Saskatoon is the Advancing Organics Conference and Trade Show, which is sort of the annual general meeting of Sask Organics included in that. And of course, there's lots of events from the past for which there are recordings available. You're most welcome to find them. You can access some of them through their Sask Organic website or go directly to the YouTube link that is noted on the bottom of the screen there. Some of them, the ones that are on YouTube are probably free. There are some perhaps on the website that are more recent that have a modest cost to them. So we thank you for attending today. In a day or so, you'll receive a link so you can watch the whole thing all over again if it was so exciting. And you can record that at any time. Not just exciting, but obviously if you want to check what somebody has said. So we thank you for joining us today. I hope those of you who have harvest yet to go are able to conclude it soon. And with that, we'll bring this webinar to a close and wish you a good fall and winter and hope to see you at another event in the future. Thank you very much.